When we hit 20,000 subscribers, we'll give away a free NFL jersey of your choice. So subscribe now. Being a 49ers fan,
yes,
and being through the tumultuous years to the good years now to this year, seeing Alex Smith run a quarterback bootleg on 3rd and 5 in the fourth quarter, executed to perfection.
Yeah. It's a play they have called whack, where the whole line will go one way. They'll pick out which is the weak side. The whole line will go the other way, and the quarterback will run it. And they don't know until right then whether it's going to go to the left side or to the right side. Same with the Vernon Davis pass. Actually, the only times they practiced at the game-winning pass, they passed it with Vernon lining up on the right and going right to left, and this one he went left to right. It was just an amazing play, and from a 49ers fan standpoint, Alex Smith is a really good guy. Whether you think he's a good quarterback, whether you think he was the right pick, everybody likes the guy. And so you root for him anyway. I mean, there are a lot of 49ers fans who don't, who think he's a terrible quarterback, who thinks that he should not be the quarterback of this franchise, et cetera, et cetera. That play right there was vindication for Alex. And everybody was happy about it. It was a great play, and it was a ballsy play on 3rd and 5.
Incredibly ballsy, and you had to feel good for him.
Yeah, I felt great for Alex. I felt really great for him.
It takes a lot to be a professional athlete and to deal with the criticism that comes with the territory, especially when you are the #1 overall pick out of Utah, I believe.
Right, yes.
And in 2005, #1 overall pick out of Utah. He comes in and he didn't do great. I mean, he wasn't a great quarterback.
No, but he was a great game manager, and it depends on what your definition of great is. He didn't turn the ball. He didn't throw an interception. He did fumble for I think, the second time this year, so he doesn't do that very often, considering how many times he's been sacked this year. His protection is great. So how do you define great? The team is 14-3. He has 5 interceptions this season. He didn't throw one in the biggest game of his career. So I think he was great.
What I was saying is I completely respect the guy.
Yeah.
Because look, I've never seen him make headlines about lashing out at teammates, lashing out at the media. He'll have let's be honest, he'll have a shit game one week, and he won't mention, anything that he did horribly wrong. He may do that, but he may not blame it on other people.
Never.
And I completely respect the guy for it, especially when you are the quarterback of the 49ers.
Right, which is, you know what that position entails. And listen, he has had, in 7 seasons, 7 different offensive coordinators.
Yeah.
This is his first season with an offensive-minded head coach in Jim Harbaugh, and there are so many intangibles that apparently make Harbaugh so great, but he also is an offensive mastermind as opposed to the defensive coaches that he had, Mike Nolan and Mike Singletary. So it's a totally different playing field for him. Harbaugh went to him before the season, do you want to be a 49er? Do you want to do this? And he said, yeah. And he said, then I want you. And look what happened.
The Jimmy Graham touchdown in the fourth quarter, though, obviously. Look, as a fan, you're up, and then you see the other team, especially one of their best pass-catching weapons, break a tackle, stiff arms the hell out of whoever that was. I don't even remember.
Terrell Brown or Rodgers.
And then he scores a touchdown. I mean, that has to be it sucks the life out of you.
Yeah, it did. It sucked the life out of it. But that's what I'm saying. So as soon as that happened, I was like, oh, I can't believe this. But I did feel like we were going to be able to.
And then, of course, Vernon Davis
to tie it up anyway.
Catches the touchdown with just a few seconds left on the clock. I mean, you see the emotion pouring out of him as he's crying, as he goes to Harbaugh on the sidelines, gives him a hug. I mean, how tough of a road has it been for him as a football player?
He and Frank Gore have been there through some really bad years, as has Alex Smith, through some really bad years, and now they're finally seeing this. I remember watching the NFL draft the year we picked Vernon Davis. And he went 6th overall, and when he was selected by the Niners, he started crying. So this is somebody given to tears. So the bookends of this crying were great. I'd like him to cry for 2 more games, so that would be even better. But it was great seeing Vernon do well. We know how fast he is, what a great athlete he is, and he's been very, very cool about not getting the ball as much as he wants. He's been very cool about having a growing quarterback. So everybody was really happy for him.
I mean, it seems like it's been a long road since the Mike Singletary days of when he said, hey, cannot play with him, cannot win with him, can't do it.
Exactly.
I've mastered that.
Yeah, you were good. I mean, if I closed my eyes, I would have said, Coach, sing. How about that front 7? I mean, Justin Smith is a beast. He is an unbelievable defensive player. And Harbaugh says he's the MVP of our team. He says it all the time, that Justin Smith is the MVP of this team. And he's right. He's had more big plays this season than anyone on our offense. There's been nothing dazzling because he's a defensive lineman and a defensive end. So, and he was elected to the Pro Bowl in both,
in 3 straight years
yeah,
now.
Exactly.
There's a theme that's gone with a lot of these teams, and it's having a good pass rush.
Yeah.
And I mean, the Giants have a really good pass rush, even though Boley and Umanura had 2 sacks apiece last night. Just Pierre-Paul did not have one. Justin Tuck did not have one. Chris Canty did not have one.
No, but with Canty and Rocky Bernard kind of even behind all that,
right?
That's doubly scary.
It's weapons, and you know what? Justin Smith may be the leader of that defensive line, but man, having not only Navarro Bowman and Patrick Willis behind it, which is obviously huge, but having Alden Smith and Sopawanga,
and
the rest
Sopawanga,
of the guys,
nose tackle, and Ray McDonald, and even during that game, Ray McDonald went down and Ricky Jean-Francois came in, and that was amazing for the Niners because he is an ample backup, to say the least. I mean, he could start on a lot of teams, so it's great to have him there. And and what we didn't have, everybody says, oh, they're essentially the same team except for Harbaugh. They're not, because Dante Whitner and Carlos Rogers were not on the 49ers last year. They were under the radar signings, risky in Rogers' case because he never panned out in Washington.
And it was Ben's favorite cornerback of all time.
Of all time, right? Yeah, but he had no hands. He always dropped balls.
Exactly.
The fact that Ben Mankiewicz now, who was once a Redskins fan, gets to see a Redskin cast off do well for us is great.